Hey guys, what's up? My name is Joe. I'm a photographer based out of North Texas, and I wanted to do a quick little recap of me jumping off a cliff in Moab. I signed up through moabropeswing.com. I found them, of course, on Instagram. They have thousands of followers and so many views on each reel. It was enticing to look at these videos and these incredible people just making the jump. We stayed at this cute Albuquerque Airbnb. It was so adorable. We were in and out. They had coffee set up, a hot tea set up as well, and cereal. And we were up and at 'em the next day. If I would have really thought about this in hindsight and known the logistics a little bit better, I definitely would have stayed in Moab instead. Here is a parking lot for the Moab rope swing where you take the 4x4 shuttle that they provide. And they did have suggestions. My mom took her chicharrones. Shout out, mom. And so this is where you meet up with the team who are incredible. I'm going to speak so much more about them. And you jump into these 4x4 ATV, car, Jeep, truck things, and you start making your bumpy way up into the mountains. Now, I do have to mention the trip on the 4x4 from the parking lot to the swing is chaotic. Get ready. It's a bumpy. They do have seat belts, so the 4x4s, you definitely want to seatbelt up. These guys are just having so much fun out there, and honestly, it's what you signed up for, like in a good way, because you're just going through this landscape of this beautiful state. And yeah, definitely keep your phones in your bags and your headphones and things like that. Everyone was trying to like take pictures and all of that. I actually had my Insta360, which was really easy to handhold, and I had it on a tripod, so that was how I was able to get a lot of this footage here. And the stabilization on this camera is just really nice, so this is a lot of that content. I definitely recommend taking a backpack or a bag, something that's waterproof with a zipper. I had a Hunter nylon mini top clip backpack, and it was really cool because I could actually, with the top clip, sort of clip the bag onto the 4x4 because bags were sliding everywhere, water bottles and things like that. So I'll leave sort of a link to that bag below. But yes, definitely having a bag or a fanny pack with clips to clip it onto the 4x4 would be incredibly wise. And I wish that I would have been told, to sort of have some sort of bag that wasn't just like moving around. And a string bag is great. I saw that a lot. And I even saw people who didn't even take a lot of, things. They took a water bottle and a bag. Once you arrive to the swing, it is a little bit of a hike, nothing too crazy. My mom and I, who are not the most athletic or hike in Dallas at all, were able to do this. So honestly, it really is easy, but I definitely recommend taking water, some snacks, anything to sort of just keep you full in the meantime. You are waiting on your group to jump, so do allow about 3 hours being sort of like under the sun. I even would have taken like a small umbrella. The sun did start to beat on us, but definitely take sunscreen. Huge. That was important. And a hat for sure. The sun is beating on us, so they do have a little cover awning there where they help you get your helmet and your straps on and all the things, so that definitely helps keep the sun away from you, but you definitely still feel it. And we went the third week of March, so I would only assume that closer to summer the heat is a little bit worse. I was actually the second person to go. I really wanted to go as soon as possible because I didn't want to watch people be fearful and sort of not jump. I feel that if I would have seen that or just given the opportunity to see fear, I wouldn't have jumped. And so there was this other young gentleman and his dad who were there from Texas as well. And he actually was sort of like, they ask you after they read the rules to you in this huddle and before you get your helmet and your gloves and all of that, they do ask, like, hey, who in the group wants to go first? And he raised his hand so fast, and I was like, I definitely want to go second because I want to go after someone who has like no fear. I think if you're going first, that just means in your head, like, yes, I'm going to go. For me, it was definitely a mental game leading up to the rope swing. I think if you tell yourself, I don't think I'm going to do it, or I'm not going to jump, or I'm going to be standing there and everyone's going to be watching, you're not going to do it. It's pretty intense, guys. It's cool to see kids who do it at a really young age, and it's so inspiring that they actually jump. But once you're there, it's a different ball game because as soon as I went and I saw the young gentleman go first, I was like, okay, I can do this. But again, as soon as you get up to the edge of it, it changes everything. And it just was never in my head that I wasn't going to do it. He was giving me instructions as soon as I get up there. Again, I cannot speak enough about this staff, this crew, all the guys that are up there. They're so encouraging. They're so positive. They're having fun. They're listening to music. They ask you even what song you want to jump to. And I had no preference. I just knew I wanted to jump. So I think they had like Metallica going. They had heavy metal music. It was awesome. That's not my cup of tea. If I get in my car and play Metallica, but I was rocking with it because I was just excited to be there. It was a beautiful, cloudless day and it was great. It was also my birthday, so I think it just was a mixed amount of emotions. So the FPV drone pilot was sitting by my mom, who's actually filming me here. And they do give you some instructions that if you're going to do a flip or if you're going to do a swan dive or if you're going to do something, then they need to obviously make sure that the ropes can sort of twist and turn with you. But I just wanted to run and jump off. Don't necessarily think I ran, but definitely I was eager to get off the rock. And here is my drone footage from the Moab rope swing. It was exhilarating. I think for the 5 to 7 seconds that you don't feel anything as far as being connected to the tether or the rope or what have you, you are completely like, it's an out of body experience. It was so liberating and you feel so tiny. I think out of this entire experience, it was the fact that I was so proud of myself for doing something that oftentimes a lot of people drive all the way out there and don't do it. Something like this. And while it may look crazy and wild and insane is the comment I always get from my friends, it was worth it. Sometimes in life we have to do things that are fearful, and I think I'm going to be a lot more prepared for things that sort of come out of the blue. Yeah, that was my experience with Moab rope swing. Take what you'd like. If you have any questions, write it in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to answer. But again, overall, 10/10 experience. 100% would do it again. And just go for it. Like, really go for it.